Hello everybody and welcome back to 3-2 Brew. Today we're going to be running through the first half of our pre-fire league, and we're going to be doing it with a deck that I have named Asbury Park, which is named after the Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey Bruce Springsteen album, which has Spirit in the Night. Because this is Bant Spirits. So Spirits is a deck I have quite a bit of experience with in other formats. I used to play mono blue Spirits in Pioneer consistently. I have played the blue-white version of that, but I didn't have the mana base or rares to unlock the mana base because I was playing on Arena to play Bant. But I've watched quite a bit of it, and I like this deck. This deck is listed as an aggro deck on MTG Top 8, which is where I got this original list from. I didn't really know what the splits were because you're missing a lot of the M20 cards that added support, M21 and stuff like that from Pioneer. So went back, ripped this deck off of MTG Top 8, and haven't really touched a whole lot of it. I touched the sideboard a bit to try and give us a bit more flexibility in our current meta, but the main deck is pretty much exactly the same. The name of this deck comes from Collected Company, which is Coco. This has how we'll reference it through the league. This card is fantastic, but the list that I really fell in love with had 2 vials as well. So you're less likely to hit a vial, but also vial plus Coco is not a bad thing. So I like the redundancy. To fit the vials, we cut 2 Path of Exile, which we have 2 in the sideboard as well. Theoretically, we have 3 pieces or 5 pieces of spot removal with 2 paths and 3 deputy detentions. So I do like Path a lot, but I like the Aether Vial as a 2 of with the 4 Collected Company to just give you basically a 1 in 10 hit to get your stuff going. So really enjoy that side of the deck. There is obviously more than half the deck is creatures because that's just the way you need it with Coco. You got 4 Wanderers. These are a fantastic flex card. Oftentimes people don't read the card and they'll jam into it, and I'll sack it and it becomes like a Daze or even more if you have one of the many whatchamacallits, Lords out. So you got 4 Supreme Phantom and 4 Drogskull Captain. Drogskull Captain's rad. Really like this card. Giving everyone hexproof is not non-zero. So I really enjoyed Drogskull Captain. We do have 4 Hierarchs. There's quite a few non-spirits in here. So you got 4 Hierarchs for just a bit of additional ramp. You got 2 Thalias and 3 Deputies. So you're looking at 9 out of the 31 creatures are actually not spirits, but these are more flex pieces that just help you give a bit more action. The 2 of Thalia I personally really enjoy. I think she's got a ton of value with this heavy cantrip meta that we're in currently. Rattle Chains is a 1-of. I'm still on the fence about this being a 1-of. I think this card's fantastic. Being able to play at instant speed all of your spirits is not to be trifled with. I would like to possibly go up to 2 here and maybe drop a Selfless Spirit, which we have as a 4-of, but I'm super new to playing with Selfless Spirit, so I want to get a bit more reps in with it to really understand it. 4 Phantom, like I said. Geist of Saintcraft is a 1-of in here. This card's performed extremely well. Putting it on the board with just a Noble Hierarch out on turn 2 instantly puts, 7 points of pressure on the opponent. So I like Geist. It's a legendary, which is why I believe the original list had a 1-of, but I would contemplate it as a 2-of and maybe dropping down something else. And then finally is just the GOAT of the Spirit meta, which is Spell Queller. ETBs, exile spell, converted mana cost 4 or less. If it dies, they can cast it without paying its mana cost. Really good. Really enjoy Spell Queller. And then 21 lands. So this deck is extremely lean on lands, and I've done some testing with this deck. Probably played 5 or 6 matches at this point with it. Doesn't feel bad. Doesn't really make sense to me. I play a lot of other decks with lower land counts or decks that should have lower land counts that are actually high in pre-modern. I think the fetch land setup in this format just lets you have your colors way better, and it's a bit more efficient. So I do really enjoy the mana base. It feels pretty well dialed in. I haven't modified it since I touched the sideboard a bit, so my actual lands might be different. I do want to shout out Moorland Haunt. This card has been A+ for me so far, so been really in love with that. Moorland Haunt is sick. I like to maybe play 2 of them if I can find it in the color pie, but it is a rad card to have. Sideboard then, 2 Nature's Claims. Gotta respect artifact and enchantments running around. I do have 2 Stony Silences to just shut off artifacts. Obviously, if these come in, Vial comes out. So I'm still testing these. Top has been very good in our meta. And also this will shut down stuff like eggs, and it'll shut down stuff like Lantern Control. So I do really like Stony Silence. That's one's going to be kicking it with me for a minute. 2 more Path to Exiles if you're playing against a matchup that you just need to have creature removal. Relic of Progenitus and Rest in Peace are my 2 graveyard hate pieces. Originally, I had Grafdigger's Cage in here, but I completely forgot that Grafdigger's Cage interacted with Coco, because you look at the top 6 cards of your library, it's not like you just rip them off. So it's still technically casting it from the library. Again, I haven't played with this card a whole ton, so very smooth brain having that in the original list, but I've replaced it with Relics. I believe Relic is underplayed. This card's very good. It disrupts how you want to disrupt, and is very enjoyable. I went up to 2 negates. There's a lot of non-creature decks running around that are just absolute menaces, so I think negate is very good here. Rip is one that's very questionable when I have a Moorland Haunt, but I do think it's one of the best pieces we can have, so I'm going to keep it rolling. Stony Silence, like I mentioned. And then we got our 3 creature flex spots. Night of Autumn is very bad against an opposing Grafdigger's Cage, but it's also very good against many other pieces. So I'm going to leave Night of Autumn in here for a minute, see how it performs. Maybe I'll end up cutting one and going up one on a Nature's Claim. We'll have to see about that. And then we got Kira, great Glass Spinner. Really, really, really like Kira. This card is fantastic against any of your heavy removal suites, because it just automatically fizzles one of their first. It's like a, you know, a temporary ward if you want to look at it modern day terms. So yeah, Kira is fantastic. Love that card. Play with it a bit in Arena, and then I played Historic Spirits, and it was very good there. So overall, this deck, to me, at least the way that I play it and try to play it, is this is a tempo deck. It is an instant speed, or slightly instant speed tempo deck. If you rattle chains out, then your whole deck is pretty much instant speed, with the exception of Aether Bile. So you'll see a lot of draw go. You'll see just a lot of me beaten down with a Noble Hierarch and like a Selfless Spirit out, stuff like that. But I'll be holding up Spell Queller, or I'll be holding up Coco to try and hit a Spell Queller in another piece, you know? So at least that's the way you like to play it. I can either go aggro, or I can sit into more of a control, not true control, but a pseudo control role. So it plays very tempo-y from the ways that I've played it. It's felt very good in my hands because of that. So there is going to be some decks like Dredge that are going to be very difficult for this deck to beat. I've tested against Dredge. I've hit insane amounts of damage against them, but the Creeping Chills just give them an additional, 12 points of life, which is very hard for us to overcome, as they're beating us down from essentially an 8 starting life total. So there's going to be some stuff in here that's going to be tough for us to beat in this meta currently, but I do think this is a pretty well slotted. This is pulled from a 2018 PTQ, I believe, high placing person. So I've enjoyed it. I hope everybody's going to enjoy it through the league. Let me know your thoughts, what you would possibly tweak or misplays or what have you down in the comments. I do appreciate that, and I try to respond to every single one of them. So without further ado, let's hop on in. I run the play here. I don't think this is a hand we want. This is a hand we do want, though. Painful, but I'm going to bottom Thalia. I think I'm going to fetch Temple Garden. Drop in a Hierarch. Alright, we're playing against Tron. There's a Relic. We don't mind that. We're going to play Mausoleum Wanderer. Never leave your Relic untapped. Okay, Power Plant. Gonna beat in here. Get my damage going. I guess I could have attacked with Noble Hierarch before, but I was at least bluffing a little bit of action. I mean, if they just assemble Natural Tron, we're screwed. Ancient Stirrings, I think, is actually worth it to go and fetch probably another island. If they hit Tron here, we're screwed. So I'm going to Coco. And not hit anything that we want. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Give that thing hexproof. I'm not going to sack my Mausoleum Wanderer. They can have their Ancient Stirrings. And there's Tron. All right. Well, next turn we're going to be against some nonsense. Just going to blue for a Supreme Phantom here. I'm looking for damage over everything else. I hope this is like a Stone Coil. That would be optimal for us. It's not. Okay. I'm going to draw a card here. All right. Flooded Strand. 3. We are going to be 1 short. This is only 6 damage. The mana's not tapping for me, which is a bit frustrating. Deputy's going to hit Karn. Okay. Let's get in with all these. Holding 2 mana up. I should make my cards a bit bigger for you guys, shouldn't I? Maybe it's a little too tough for you to see the board. Okay, Relic does its thing. Ancient Stirrings. They don't have enough for a Karn as of this moment. It's an Ulamog. It's another Karn, okay, so you can Karn. If that's what they desire. Okay, they get back another Karn. Okay. GG's. All right. The gates are good here. Like Nature's Claims. Do I care about Stony Silence? I don't believe so. Maybe I do, though, actually. Now I think about it. Valley is very good. With Stony Silence coming in, Vial is coming out. Path to Exile is good, but not great. Selfless Spirit is probably not an all-star here. I don't want to go too low on non-creatures. But they're just going to exile whatever we have, right? Deputy's good. Drog Skull's good. Geist might be worse here. Maybe not. Do we not care about the claims? Maybe we just don't care about the claims and we fight them on a different axis. Rattle chains can probably go. Actually, I'd probably prefer rattle chains over a second spirit. Okay. It's nice being on the play there. I think that saved us quite a bit. All right. Let's see what we can get on the secondary here. Okay. I can deal with this. This is passable to me. Okay. Map. We are going to shock in Breeding Pool. We're going to lay down a Noble Hierarch. Next turn, we can Moorland Haunt. Or Cavern. I think it's just Forest, actually. All right, let me pass it on through. So they're going to have turn 3 Tron. Okay. Let's hope their choice today is Big Karn. Chromatic Sphere, okay. Sylvan Scrying. It's not the axis we want to fight on. All right. Well, we're going to name Spirit. Okay. Play Noble Hierarch. We're holding up interaction. We can Coco end step or we can negate this turn. That's a ton of mana right there. That is a big meatball amount of mana. Ancient Stirrings, I'm not going to stop them. Worm Coil Engine. Okay. Ugin. That, my friend, is a non-creature. Okay. If I Moorland Haunt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could actually Hollow Fountain here. Go white, green, Thalia. We're actually going to Moorland Haunt because I don't want to have to shock in the Hollowed Fountain. I know we're missing a ton of damage, but we've been holding up interaction this whole time. We can't counter that, so we let it kick it and chill. We got 5 mana still. Thrag Tusk, okay. End of their turn. Let me Coco. Captain and a Phantom. That's not a good look at all. Any order there, please. How'd they get so much life by Thrag Tusk? Okay. Blue. Green. White. Drog Skull Captain. This will be an additional 3 damage, so it's the same if I attack alone or don't attack alone. Okay. Did I forget a land drop there? I did, didn't I? No, is what it is. Chromatic Star. We need to begin to outpace this worm coil engine, which is part of our problem. Ugin Sanctum. There's an Ulamog, which is going to be a huge problem for us to deal with. Probably going to exile our Thalia. Okay. Worm Coil can get in and do its Worm Coil things. Not going to tell it not to. Alright. We can't beat an Ulamog. At least I think that we can't win this, right? How do they get an additional 5 life? What am I missing here? Am I blind? Like, did I? Oh, they gained life on Worm Coil. It's been a while since I played against Worm Coil. No. I mean, next turn they can just Ulamog. They exile 2 permanents. And 20 cards of the library. I mean, there's nothing I can do against it. And this game's lagging. So, GG's. Alright, let's hit the sideboard here. Stony Silence is not the axis we want to fight on. I think Kiro would be pretty good. And I think a Path to Exile as well. I think we cut one more Selfless Spirit for our path. Yeah, it is. Alright, I'm going to play. We have no blue. Keeping it. I like it. I'm going to keep it. We really need to draw some blue here, though. This is a turn 2 Spell Queller. Man. That one hurt. Not going to sit here and lie about it. Okay. Gonna go grab myself. I guess basic. No, we need white. Blue, white. Hollowed Fountain. And then blue. Gonna cast some Mausoleum. Want to cast a Rattle Chains. It gets hexproof, and then I'm just gonna cast Mausoleum Wanderer right on top of it. Because I can. Alright, Horizon Canopy. Well, they can't have Tron next turn. So that's at least a good thing for us. So I'm going to hold up Spell Queller to try and make it so that they can't assemble Tron. There's the mine. So they're going to try and map their way through this all. All right, chromatic sphere. No, you don't. White, blue, and 1. Put that on the trigger first. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. That's a nice path to exile. We get more value from attacking here than without attacking. Or than with just attacking with 1. White and a green for Athalia. Okay. All right. They don't have any mana floating to my knowledge. But they do have Tron, so good for them. All right. Let's get in while the getting's good. They're going to have a really big walking ballista here. For 4, can't completely clear the board. Okay. Okay. Gonna path it now. Okay. Blue, white, exile, noble hierarch. Get a spirit. Get the beats going. Gonna get my hits in here. Take a blue here. Another ballista would hurt. Ugin. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought they didn't cast it. It's actually very good against us right now, sadly. Island. Into white. Let me exile Thalia. Okay. Huge draw right there. Just gonna go face here. All right, let's see what they got for us. Karn. Okay. I'll float. Okay. Three damage. Understood. White, green, green. One. Coco. Spell Queller Hierarch. Okay. Any order. We're going to get to beat through here. This has been close. Being on the play has kind of saved us. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I get that 100%. It's a tough call. It is. I mean, for them, it's an extremely tough call to, like, who do you want to go with? Who do you want to do? All right, we took down Tron. Been a bit of a boogeyman, but great matchup here against Affinity for winning. So we'll take that. For 1-0, let's move on to the second match here. On the play again here, not going to complain about that. Bit of a slow start, but I'm going to keep it. Lack of acceleration is a real thing, but I'm not mad about it. We are on the play, so Spell Queller's not a bad play at all. I'm not going to bluff anything. Okay. I'm actually going to run out of Supreme Phantom, see if they have a Spell Snare. They can bolt it if they'd like to. There they go. Okay. All right, we're going to run Plains out here. Yeah, I think I Selfless Spirit. This allows us to have some kind of beater in the air. See if they're on another color. Okay, they are blue-red. This could be twin. If it is, Spell Queller is going to look like an all-star here. Okay. Going to attack with Selfless Spirit. Drop in a nice little Rainforest. No action from them. Fair enough. Okay, Flooded Strand. Play our Phantom. We haven't seen enough of their deck to counter whatever they play here. I'm still afraid of blue-red twin popping out. Hmm. Well, they can't just counter me right away. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to counter this. I want a Temple Garden. White, blue, and a colorless. Hit the cryptic for me, please. Okay. All right, well, we got beats going on here pretty heavy. That's a Jace for us. We could bounce my Spell Queller and hit the cryptic. They could tap me down if they want. Okay. I guess they could bounce something else too. That's the market they're in for. But I don't really care about that. Okay. I think at Jace here. And then I develop Geist of Saint draft. Keep it pushing. We're representing a lot of damage as of this moment into an empty board. I will Supreme Phantom. See what they like to do about this. Okay, Spell Snare. I mean, I'm going to beat in with what I have. I'm not going to sit here scared. They can't target the Geist themselves. Okay, gonna give everyone indestructible because I can. So even if they block here with a snap, we still have a ton of game. They can't return Geist to hand. We have a Spell Queller if they try to do something funky on us here. They can't tap it down if they are on a twin game plan. Jace. I'll Spell Queller Jace. Okay. Just pushing resources up and out of their hand, eating up their mana. I knew that they probably had an answer to that, but they can't bounce this. They can brainstorm. But if I hit a land next turn, then I have Coco and Drogskull Captain, which I'm personally okay with. Getting some serious lag from MTGO. Brutal how much lag we're getting currently. I don't know what the issues are. There we go. Drogskull Captain. I'm going to go face here. Both of them are going up top. Spell Queller onto the snap. That's GG's. All right. War gets like blue-red control. Probably a blue-red moon strategy if I had to guess. Relic has some game here, as does Negate. As does Kiora or Kira. Thalia is very nice. Rattle Chains forces action on them. Malzy's very good. Drog Skull. Geist is very good. Deputy. Man, all these cards are good. Drog Skull Captain might be a little bit less than Kiera or Kura. We are on the draw too. Do we care that much about relics? Probably not. I think we care the most about resolving our spells. Path to Exile probably comes out. Deputy can deal with their nonsense. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. Not 100% sure how to board against like blue-red. This might just be blue moon. Not 100% sure. This could also still be twin. They didn't seem like twin. They seem more mid-rangey. Wow, this is one of the boldest keeps I could have. Do I want to do this to myself? Do I keep it for science? No, I think it's stupid to do that. I'll keep this instead. I'm going to bottom this hollowed fountain. Well, in hindsight, should have kept it. But it is what it is. So if this thing sticks around, then we can get Mausoleum Wander developed. And have Negate up. But I don't think it's going to live, personally. Should have had that. I should have kept that Vile hand. Yeah, it's a screw up on my end. I think I do play out Mausoleum Wanderer here. And we need blue-green. No, blue-white. Hollowed Fountain. Get the other Wanderer. Just want to put them into play. They can turn into 4 spikes if I really want them to. That's a painful one. Should have left up Negate. Is what it is. Wish this format had Stifle in it. I feel that way with every format, though. I like Stifle as a card. Okay. All right. We're going to miss a land drop, and we're going to feign. We're just not going to be able to win this. I don't actually know what their win con is. They're giving us time to hit land drops, which I'm not ever going to complain about. I just need to know what their game plan is. Like, how does this deck win? What are they playing? Are they playing twin? Are they not? I'm not 100% sure. I gotta negate that right now. I have not had time to develop my mana. Selfless Spirit comes in. If they moon us again, we're not completely dead in the water. Just want to be very upfront with everybody about that. It's going to be bad, but we're not completely cooked or nothing. Misty. Supreme Phantom. Gonna fetch here. Can you imagine they just even mind censored us? That would be sick. Forest. Into a Supreme Phantom. I'm trying to draw any kind of interaction here. Engineer explosives on 2. That's totally fine. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Them getting 2 of their sideboard cards, though, is pretty big, if you ask me. I'm going to fetch here. Still holding this Coco. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with it. Okay. Dropping a nice little Aether Vial action. A little late to the party, but never too late, if you ask me. Taking them out. Okay. Yes. Okay. We can portal in Supreme Phantom in a little bit. It's not that large of a deal to me. They're getting more value by just playing Draw Go right now. So, here's what I will do, though. And we'll see what they want to say about it. I am going to play Supreme Phantom. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to drop in Thalia. Now, Thalia costs me a lot more for the Coco. Only 1 more, but it's a lot more in my current mana base. So, not mad about it. Let's just see how far we can go here. 2 top? Interesting. Okay. Do I want to use it? Yes. Ooh. Gonna attack. End step. Okay. Activate Vial. Put in Kira. Okay. No, we are not going to put any more on here. We're lagging out again. This is aggravating. The lag is back, I guess. I'm going to get in for my beats. If MTGO allows me, I'll get in for my beats. But I'm not 100% sure that it will. Okay. They've already used quite a bit. Probably kicking themselves without a braid right now. I know I would be. I'm not going to tap down out of Collector Company. So this is a Through the Breach deck. Any order. Just give it self-hex proof. Then Deputy's going to hit Emrakul. Okay. Ouch. That hurts. Okay. No. All right. GG's. Nothing we can do about it there. So they are Through the Breach deck. That is good to know now. These paths become a lot better, I think. Do they, though? Mausoleum Wanderer stops that. Selfless Spirit would have saved us there, potentially. Yeah, it would have actually saved us. Rattle Chains feels worse. I think I'll bring in one path. Let's see. Maybe Thalia. Because they're fine just draw going. Alright. I would have had Selfless Spirit there. I think life would have been better. I'll be on the play. We have all our colors. We have Acceleration. We have Disruption if they play something down to the board. I'm happy with all that. I might have messed up that last game, though. I'm not 110% sure. Did I actually hit a Selfless Spirit? I'm not 100%. Alright, they go to 6. No Hierarch. We're not accelerating into anything phenomenal. We'll probably have a piece of interaction to pick this off with anyways. Alright, we'll just pass on through. Okay. I'm telegraphing it right now for everybody. I hope that you know that I know that this is being very telegraphed. Let's go 1, 2 for a Supreme Phantom. Whoops. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Blue and 1 for a Supreme Phantom. Let's see this get mana leaked. Okay. All right, Vial is in. We do have a way to deal with an Emrakul right now, but it's at sorcery speed, so we need to get this ticking up as fast as possible. And a braid right here would be quite disturbing. Wow. And it's a turn that I've engineered. I don't have anything up to be able to deal with it. All right. Well, that sends us back to the Stone Age. We'll just say okay. That's a tough one. I definitely should have not ran out that greedy there, but you know, is what it is. Hindsight's 2020 and what have you. Draw 2, discard 2. That's totally fine with me. Probably have an Emrakul in their hand. They would like to shuffle back into their deck. I guess now that, yeah, I guess they do. Okay. Go fetch. Go grab. Just straight island. Okay, keep it pushing. Probably shouldn't have fetched there, but I did. Just not really great. We actually want to draw lands here. Let's see if they get antsy and just jam it. They don't. They're also missing land drops. Just like we are. Okay. No land go from the opponent and I. End step. I think I'm going to discard Drogskull Captain. I think it's the worst card in my hand. Okay. It's Deputy Detention this time, I think. Not hitting lands here is killing us, though. Okay, please let me pass through. MTGO is killing me. It's taking me out of rhythm. I guess I should just cast a Spell Queller at the end of one of their turns. But just to get a clock on. It's just eating up my clock, though, is the issue right now. Is what it is. Alright. I'll discard a Deputy. I'm just going to run this out, because if we don't hit a land, then we're just going to discard anyway. We're going to have to work through a handful of counter magic. Okay. Go to combat. Put that in tapped. Say go ahead. Maybe we should have just deployed Spell Queller earlier. I'm really not sure. Snap? I mean, just like look at this, everyone. I'm very sorry to be complaining in this video, but I'm just passing through my turn and I'm like minutes behind because of the lag. I'm not going to fight this fight, personally. That's okay. They can have it. There's nothing exiled underneath of it. Gonna make them think about it for a minute. It's a really tough miss right there. I'm not gonna lie to everyone. We need land drops, deck. Please, don't do this to me. Yeah, let's just send it. They gotta have counter magic by now, right? I was about to say something. For the love of God. Moorland Haunt is a great pickup for us. Additionally, Moorland Haunt lets us play Selfless Spirit to the board. Okay. Okay. They're looking for lands. They have to be. There we go. I'm going to flash in the Spell Queller here. Line up a block, stem the bleeding a bit. They're dismembering that? That's hysterical. Power to them. Okay, so we can fight this on a couple different axes now. Pass this on back. See if they want to through the breach this turn or not. Blue, white. We're going to eat a Supreme Phantom. Okay. Another Coco in hand. Just going to let this Spirit token get in. Say okay and go ahead. One, two. Okay. Let him untap and do the same thing. Emrakul's got some kind of stupid text on it though, doesn't it? It's got like protection from God itself or something. Exile a Hierarch. Put a block in on the snap. Okay. Spirit token gets in there. We need to advance our state quite badly. Not 100% sure if Emrakul gets blocked or not. I really can't remember. One and then one. Coco. We have them, so we may as well use them. Hierarch and Spell Queller. Okay. I mean, I hope this game doesn't go long, because if it does, I'm just going to lose to my clock from just a straight up lag. Any order, please. I'm sorry, everybody. I know that watching this with the lag is probably a bit frustrating. It's frustrating for me. I mean, we're just losing so much time to the lag. Okay. Oh, my goodness. What is going on here? What? One, two. Supreme Phantom. We have an additional mana now with a Noble Hierarch. We're missing out on damage if we don't get in with both. Okay. And there's nothing we can do about that. We can't dig for it. Flying, protection from spells that are one or more colors. So does that mean it like can't be blocked? I guess we're about to find out, right? I haven't played against Emrakul for real for a long time, so. Does this have Annihilator or anything? Yeah, the Annihilator 6. They attack. Okay. We're going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to block here. Then I'm actually going to path to exile that. For planes. Does it have trample or anything? No? Okay. Preordain. I mean, it's pretty bad, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not sitting here feeling great about my current position, but you know, it is what it is. If they got ways to flicker them, then I'm screwed. It's protection from spells, though. Okay. I'm basically locked out, aren't I? I didn't even think about that. Son of a gun. I should have floated mana and stuff. That was so stupid. Well, I think I lost this game to my own misplays. Because I can't cast. I mean, the only thing I can cast is a Selfless Spirit, which could get us across the finish line here. And even that's not an exile. They're still in the deck. They have another Emrakul, though. I'm just dead. They do, because it just keeps shuffling itself back in the deck. Flooded Strand. Now we're hitting our land drops. Late to the party, though. Actually, that gets us back in action. Ugh. This is so frustrating. I should have floated that mana. That's on me. It's entirely on me. Floated the mana, cocoed in. I just honestly didn't know how it worked, and I lost to it. Yeah, GG's. Alright, well, can't win them all. We're learning how everything works. Should have floated mana ahead of time. All sorts of things. I just didn't do it appropriately, and we lost because of it. We had answers in hand. We had ways to win. So, here's what it is. Let's head on to the next match here. On the draw in our final match of this video here. Rolled a 1. I often don't actually roll well in person either. It's kind of funny that I low roll on here a good amount. I used to play a lot of Commander, and I would roll terribly. This is a keeper. I'm going to send back Basic Highland. I'm a big Moorland Haunt fan. Uh-oh. That's looking like some unfair Magic the Gathering to me over there. Alright. Valakut, Stomping Ground. Or a Tribe Elder. There's that play draw. Gonna go grab Breeding Pool tapped. I'm just gonna slam a Plains down here. I'm just gonna deploy a Selfless Spirit. I got Spell Quellers online. No activation of Steve. Interesting. We'll see if he wants his land or not. Yeah, that was a... I'm not a coward. You thought you could get a free point off of me there. I'm not going to allow none of that. Farseek. What is this green-red ramp package that we are playing against? Another Valakut? Okay. Moorland Haunt. Gonna just get down to business here. I'd like to Spell Queller if possible, but they're kind of ramp past Spell Queller range potentially. Okay, prime time. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Is this any target? It is. I would love a Coco off the top of the deck here. That is not that. All right, we're just going to have to go for it, ladies and gentlemen. And colorless for Supreme Phantom. We don't have time to dirtle. And we're going to have to get to racing. See what they grab here. Okay. Okay. All to the dome piece. Well, there ain't nothing I can do about that. Okay. They have a land drop this turn, though. I'm cooked. It's going to give my spirits indestructible. Well, GG's. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Alright. Well, this is a mega ramp deck. Oh, don't know what I'm going to do about that one. I think we need all our paths. I don't think we're going to have time to develop a vial. I mean, they could have some bolts or something, but it just seemed like it was turbo ramp. I don't know. We're going to take the play for sure. 2-mana tempo gaming with some removal and some disruption if we can get there. We take that breeding pool again, oddly enough. Ooh. I didn't think about Blood Moon. They're definitely going to be a Blood Moon deck. Ooh, I screwed that one up big time. Counter that just for the lulz. Yeah, I need land drops here, or I'm gonna have to exile my Selfless Spirit. Explore, it's not good for us. Search for tomorrow. Wow. That's sick. Please give me a land drop. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Search for tomorrow's coming off suspend. I mean, we are telegraphing a spell queller. But they could bolt this, theoretically, yes. But if they do, I'll just sack Selfless Spirit. Gonna get in here. End step okay. This is coming off suspend. Next turn, correct? Okay. I'll spell queller it. Farseek. I don't think this actually saves me, but I want to find out. No, it does. Huh. Okay, let's see if they have prime time. Okay. I'll let them shuffle up and search. Valakut trigger. Just gonna put it there. I'm not gonna path because I have them dead in the air. They just don't know it yet. There's no hidden reach here. It's just trample, right? Yeah. GG's. All right. Just trying to think. Do I want like a negate in here? No, I don't think so. I think we just send the exact same deck. I don't know if I have another option. Okay. I'm going to keep this, actually. I really like the way this looks. Turn 1 Hierarch. Go fetch basics. I can go fetch planes. Secure a Tribe Elder. Okay. Yeah, do I want to fetch... I guess I go and fetch planes here. Yeah. Planes in 1 for Thalia. And then a green for a Noble Hierarch. Next turn, we're going to have 5 mana, so I can deploy a Drog Skull Captain, and then flash in a Rattle Chains as needed. They need to deal with this Thalia. Okay, they did exactly that. That's very disappointing. I want Forest. No, I can't afford Forest. 1 for a Drog Skull Captain. Another land here would be enormous for us. We have not put enough pressure on them as they're sitting at 4 lands currently. So I don't know if we're going to get to where we need to get to. Okay, they're seeking. Do they have removal? That's a Valakut. That's very bad for us. Man. Well. Okay. Okay. Valakut pops off. Yep. That's gonna deal 6. Yeah. Yeah, GG's. Nothing I can do about it. Maybe I should have boarded into gates. I'm not certain. I think being on the draw there hurt us a ton. So, all right, is what it is. We took a 1-2 loss to Tom Matowski, who's a fantastic player, but not an excuse. Just I like Tom a lot. Been a cool dude every single time I talk to him. So we are down 1-2 in the league. Let's hit the recap. Well, ended up going 1-2 through the first half of the league. Not the best results, but we still have a good, half of the league left to try and get back some wins here. Still learning the deck. I'm still learning the format as well. I don't want to be too hard on myself. I do hate to lose. I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. So I really want to get better with this deck. I think there's a lot of lines and a lot of stuff to be had. I do think that exploring more counterplay out of the sideboard is not a bad idea. Just some thoughts for the future. I don't know if my 2 negate's correct, but regardless, I'm gonna, continue to play, see how it goes. I like the way the deck feels. I just, especially that game against blue-red control, I just didn't know it, I was too worried about Annihilator, and could I even block Emrakul? Was I just wasting my time? I should have just tapped my mana, Coco'd in response, made sure that I had enough permanence to sack, and then maybe swing through at the other, at the swing back or whatever. I probably wouldn't have sacked my basics. I wasn't thinking about Blood Moon, but it's still something I wouldn't have done normally. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, can't win them all, and I'm cool with it. None of these games have felt terrible. That green-red Valakut deck was very cool, by the way. I'm a large fan of Valakut. Sweet to see it as a win con, and it seems pretty turbo-y. So I like it overall. But yeah, I'm excited to get to the second half here. I want to, hopefully we can get some good dubs and finish out as a, break-even record, or even maybe a 4-2 if we get lucky. So hope everybody enjoyed. This has been 3-2 Brew, and until next time, cheers.